1.
Hey, so, guys, girls, and non-binary pals. Guys, gals, and non-binary pals. I messed that up. Comet, take it away. Celeste, all red berries. The floor is yours.
Hello, I'm Comet, and I'm going to be running all red berries, which might be what you think it is. I'm getting every single berry that is red. Not to be mistaken with the green or the gold ones. Joining me on commentary is Frozen Flygon and Felda Carol. Say hello.
Hi!
Hello.
And yeah, I'm gonna try and focus for a decent amount of this run. So I'm hoping that my commentators can explain some things as I run. I'll pitch in here and there, but
Dang, you picked the wrong commentators for this category. Let's go.
well, no, it's fine. You know what a Celeste is. It's fine.
I know berries from bingo. We're gonna be great.
It'll be fun.
I'm really good at getting the berries without the grab button, but
Ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready. Oh wait,
right.
There was a file name.
Oh yeah,
right?
Snoot, what's our file name?
There's actually a tie right
Oh.
now between Adora and Trans Rights. So, I know, okay, so this is between Frozen and I were the two that donated for these, but Frozen, you did donate first. You slipped that in there like a couple minutes before I did. So
I think what we could do if we want is
Yeah.
have this one be Trans Rights and the second to be Adora, because Adora is just the canonical name for custom maps, not for the main game.
what a great idea.
So how about we have Comet do Trans Rights?
that works for me.
Sounds good.
Let's do it.
So am I just typing it in? Is it one word or two?
It's one word, capital T, capital R.
All right.
Just like that.
I need an S.
That way everyone wins.
There we go. That looks like I spelled it right.
It does.
This is actually the best case scenario, honestly.
Want me to count you in, Comet?
True.
Yeah.
Start in 3, 2, 1. Glarb.
Glarb.
Can we get some Glarb in the chat, please?
Thank you all for your glarbs in advance.
Thank you for the Glarb.
Because then we have GLIF, and then we have Jokomutu.
She'll come up to Mac.
So this is prologue. You can't do anything except for jump, and you'll see Comet doing a bunch of bunny hops because every single bunny hop is faster, and Comet has precisely routed these bunny hops to be as fast as possible.
I believe you save about 2 frames for every jump that you do.
Yeah, so it actually makes a big difference rather than just walking to the right. And yeah, so all red berries. So Comet mentioned that you're getting all the red berries. So basically, berries are just hidden collectibles if you've never seen this game before, and they're typically in offshoot rooms or they're just in different places on the main path. So it's all about optimizing not only your movement just through the chapters, but how you get to and from rooms with berries.
This category contains a lot of very cool movement that you don't see in the more popular any percent category. Because,
Yeah,
as
you
Frozen
get to see
mentioned,
so many rooms. It's amazing.
it's awesome. There's just so much more opportunity for optimization with a lot of these routes. Not as straightforward. Very cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. And we start out in Forsaken City, so this is basically, it's like, you know, kind of, it's our classic level 1. Nothing too difficult here. You're seeing Comet return to map. Celeste is done in in-game time, even though this is an RTA marathon. Returning to map saves a lot of in-game time because you can go, once you've unlocked the checkpoint, you can return to the map and go back to a checkpoint. So you'll see that a few times in this.
To save Comet backtrack through a few rooms, he'll just do that. He'll do something else really cool in this room. Instead
Yeah.
of returning to map, I'll actually grab this heart and then do a save and quit, which skips some fade out from the heart animation and a death animation. And he could just load back into the nearest checkpoint and keep playing the game.
Really interesting, like how we figure out how to save, you know, IGT, and then if you play stuff like bingo, which is RTA, it's like knowing which saves what is kind of really interesting to me.
City is like a really, really hard chapter to do in this category as well.
I think City's like really fun in this category.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's so different because like a lot of people are really familiar with any percent. Learning ARB is almost an entirely new game, and it's really satisfying to learn. You know, if you've been doing any percent for a while and you're kind of tired of it, this is like a whole new world in Celeste.
Something else you'll see Comet doing that's pretty cool is his routing in a bunch of various points at which he's trying to extend to hyper a little bit longer, which just means to like stay on the ground a little bit longer, so he can collect a berry instead of taking the berry, you know, through other rooms where he might die and lose it. Because if you lose a berry, you have to go back to where it was before and collect it, which sometimes means exiting back out of the map and going back to a previous checkpoint. So lots of risk reward category.
Yeah, I was about to say that. It's like a huge risk reward proponent of like, you don't want to lose the frames from sitting and collecting berries, but you can't be too greedy.
Or else you'll be very, very sad.
Yeah.
Luckily, you get a moment to sit there at the end there to collect a bunch of berries before doing that spike jump.
Mm-hmm.
That was a really good city.
That was really
Holy
good, yeah.
That was awesome.
That was pretty
That
cool.
was really, really amazing, actually.
Comet's also, you know, like one of the best Celeste players,
Yeah.
and so it's just like really cool.
240.
246.
So good.
Wow.
Wow. Nice job.
That's a couple seconds off of gold.
So yeah, the postcard there says strawberries are just there to impress your friends, and I'm impressed. I don't know about y'all, but I'm impressed.
Do I have enough strawberries yet? Do I have enough to satisfy you?
This chapter was really, really cool. This is what most people, even if you don't run this category, odds are you've learned the speedrun for Chapter 2 All Red Berries, because it's just so much fun.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and collect more berries here. Typically when I'm running, I just end up having a huge berry train. I'm gonna try and not let that happen. Because during practice today, I dropped a few.
Oh no.
Yeah. This chapter, it's really, really, really easy to just get very, very large trains of like 5 or 6, 7 berries. And if you lose them, well, have fun getting them all back.
Yeah, and like you have to be on the ground for a certain amount of frames, so if you're going very quickly, it's not that Comet's trying to not collect them, just in the routing, you know, we're not on the ground a lot, we're hypering and wave dashing around, and there we go, 4 berries accidentally, while trying to collect them. It's just pretty funny.
Oopsie.
Like, Daddy wants the berries too, so we gotta be careful.
Yeah.
Can you collect a couple right there?
Yeah, that's a good spot for it.
So if you've never seen Celeste before, here's Battlein. This is Intervention. So she follows behind you. Typically not a huge problem for speedrunners because it's, you know, every movement you make, you know what's gonna happen basically. But can definitely get spicy when there's now 3 Battleins, for example.
Oh my gosh.
Beautiful list.
A breath of relief that you've gotten rid of that berry train. That's awesome. Nice job. I didn't realize I was holding my breath till it was over.
Yeah, there are times like I purposefully collected more now to be marathon safe, but there are times where like I'm halfway through intervention and I still have half of the start berries.
Yeah, because what ends up happening is there's a cutscene that Comet's about to enter in like 10 or so seconds, and when you hit that cutscene, all of the berries that you're holding collect. So it's not uncommon to come into that cutscene with more than 5 berries, just because of how
amazing.
I typically only have these 2. Or 1, I guess.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, you see the collect there.
Now we're moving into Awake, which is one of the coolest segments in the entire game, just due to the amount of speed you can get. It's really, really cool. The manipulation of, you see these ultras and the corner boosting and a lot of demo hypers and stuff, which is a bunch of fancy jargon that sounds really cool and looks really cool.
Cool spike jump there.
Nice, I love that spike jump. Oh, you go up there? Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
Wow, that was also really good.
That was also really good.
This is a dang good run.
Madeline at the phone, like, you're going real fast.
Yeah, well.
Sub 3, yeah, that was incredible.
Do I have a moment to get a quick donation in?
Sure.
Yeah.
So we have $100 here from Math Hacker, who says $100 for 100%. Save the Nya frames, and that
Yes.
unlocks Celeste 2 Classic.
Yo.
Yay! Woo. Thank you, Math Hacker. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Math Algorithm.
If Celeste is so good, where's Celeste 2? I'm so excited. Now we're in Celestial Resort. Yay. Big step up in difficulty, casually, and in this speedrun as well.
You might want to explain demo dashes a little earlier than you might expect.
Fair. So yeah, there's a tech that's used that has now been like made a lot more accessible in new patch, called demo dashing, or a crouch dash bind, as it's now called in the menu. So basically, if you're dashing while crouching, you have a smaller hitbox, and we're gonna see kind of the infamous use of it in the later half of this level.
Please,
but it's used all over the place. Oh,
Sorry. Oh. Sort of
are you-
having trouble getting up. You gotta like line up like just on, I'll do this. There's a strat there where you line up just on like the first pixel of that block. And I was having trouble doing that.
Yeah, that one's really, really tough, actually.
Yeah, then you do an extremely quick bunny hop.
Yeah, that one requires a frame-perfect input.
Nice.
Yeah, so
Only one, though. It's not that bad.
Just one, yeah.
Yeah.
And we didn't mention before, but the winged berry you saw there means that you can't dash in that room. Otherwise the berry will go away. So that's why you saw Comet like booping around to not dash and get the winged berry. We saw a few of those in City and Site as well. But
that is the like canonical way to describe it, booping around.
yeah, that's the strat name in that room. Surely, I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, as Frozen did mention, this chapter is very infamous for just being like a huge spike in difficulty in the first couple chapters. And that is so true for the All Red Berry speedrun. This chapter is wild and has a lot of really, really cool but very, very precise tricks. There's just a lot more that'll kill you in this chapter all over the place.
Yeah.
But it's also really cool.
Yeah, it is. Resort is definitely one of those things that was such a wall for me learning this game, but the more I learn it, the more I really appreciate the nuance that goes into it. It's a really fun category. Or really fun level.
Awesome
Nice.
huge best movement too. That was really good.
Hi Towels demo, how are you? So cool thing about huge mess is you can go in any order you want. There's 3 routes. So any percent does a different route than ARB, and we're gonna see why. So in All Red Berries, you need 4 hearts to enter core, and in the route that Comet is doing, we're gonna see a heart pick up in this level. So we're gonna go backwards through towels to pick up the heart.
Yeah, and you're gonna see me doing some interesting routing before getting the heart. If I can make it into the screen.
Normally,
This is evil.
after you clear a section, you have to go out to the main room, talk to Oshiro, and then go back into another section. But we're gonna skip talking to Oshiro and entering another section with a quick save and quit, which effectively death warps us into the section above, and can skip a bit of platforming and whatnot.
Yeah, really cool manipulation of spawn points there. We'll see that later in the run as well. It's a really cool tech used in a few spots in this game. And it's really also very interesting in that the order you press the buttons also legitimately changes the layouts of the other routes. So it's not like you're doing the same thing. If you're changing up your route, it's different. So you kind of have to have a different way of getting through this in this in this category than you do in any percent, which is really cool.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite sections of the game casually. I just thought that the way this was sung was so cool. That no matter what order you choose, the last one's always going to be the hardest.
Yeah,
And,
it's just amazing design.
Also completely different. What a save. Oh, no! I'm so close.
It was almost there. There we go.
Yeah,
Nice, there you go.
my bear is tough.
The resort's definitely not going as cleanly as chapters 1 and 2, but chapters 1 and 2 were like really clean. So.
And if you're like, Comet, where are you going? There's a berry here. You have to clear. Do you have to clear just one of them to unlock that berry?
Yeah, just one. But we do it
Yeah.
then because you can put the key in the door, and then while it's opening up the door, you can go down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have to wait for the key to unlock the door anyway, so you might as well be productive while you're doing it.
Yeah, I might as well go grab that berry down there. Makes sense.
So if you've seen an 90% run, you've seen this room before. Goodbye. Also, we skipped this berry. What am I doing? Why am I?
Wow, you're missing the berry! You
What's
forgot a
going
berry!
on?
I'm such a
Comet.
fool.
You go get that berry right now.
Alright, I'll do
I'm
it.
gonna call your mom.
Oh no. Yeah,
Oh, thank gosh. He's
but
going
in
back
all
to get the berry.
seriousness, this is part of the route. It's actually faster to go back and demo through that wall of dust bunnies than to actually get the key. So
Yeah, getting the key is like extremely slow. Even if you have to go out of your way for the berries, it's really interesting.
Yeah. Into Oshiro. Oshiro's a big bad ghost, and he wants all of the berries that you've collected.
no,
But
Yeah,
you
he
don't
needs
wanna
some
give it
fruit.
to him.
He needs some healthy vitamins. I understand.
He is looking a bit pale. He could use some vitamins, but not these vitamins. These vitamins are for us.
This section plays fairly similarly to 90%, honestly. Like, the berries are pretty much along the way. Which is nice because the rest of the chapter is far different and hard. It's kind of nice to end with this segment.
And this is, I believe, the first room in the game so far to have more than one berry. Actually, wait, no. I just played a room with more than one berry.
No.
This is the
Yeah,
second room.
no,
This is the
understand.
second room with more than one berry.
I guess I never really thought about that before. It's infrequent for sure.
Yeah.
Huh. That's very interesting, Comet. Thank you for opening my eyes.
Alright.
Well done with resort.
No berries left behind. That's a good sign.
You love to see it.
Now we're into Ridge. Forearb is incredibly beautiful, honestly. It's really berry. This chapter is really berry dense in some areas, and traveling between the rooms is really, really exciting. I love this chapter.
This is the coolest chapter. That's like written in the dictionary. But this is the coolest chapter.
I think I've read that somewhere, actually.
Yeah, I believe you have. But yeah, no, this chapter is awesome. It's got some really, really, really cool fast-paced movement and
Important
just some
strat.
really
Important
amazing
strat.
routing.
Important strat.
Yes,
Important strat.
that's Archie.
That's Archie.
Archie
We
has
love
been made
Archie.
significantly easier with new patch. Shoutouts to new patch.
What?
I love Archie.
And here's a seeded berry. So you saw what just happened is Comet landed on the ground for too long, so you have to not land on the ground for a specific number of frames. You can cheat it and get your dash back like you saw there, but if you do stay for too long, it's not gonna work out.
Yeah. Pretty interesting mechanic, actually.
Yeah, like I
The way it
bumped my
works.
head on the ceiling and I hit the floor. It's never happened before.
Yep. Very interesting. As we were saying.
I love that strat. That strat's really cool, but super dangerous because you're so close to the bottom of the screen when you get on
Yeah.
that wall, but really fast.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of strats in this level which really require you to like control your height after hypering. Like this room too. I need to do a jump, but then I gotta still be low enough to get under that wall, which I did pretty well there actually.
Nice, yeah.
That one is really, really tough, actually.
That shot into the room, yeah. So this is just an amazing speed game, because not only are there a bunch of categories that are all very different, you can take them at your own pace. Like, this is very, very high level ARB stuff, but ARB is a category that I definitely recommend to people who are looking to get into Celeste, because it just makes you a better player, because you play so many more rooms.
Yeah.
And you really push yourself. It's really satisfying.
The movement required to play this category is just much more in-depth than the regular 8%, so you really are able to grow as a player a lot quicker.
Come on, Heart! Come on, Heart! Comet is going for a strat called Fast Heart.
That's right.
So typically you see the white block at the bottom right. That's a Mario 3 reference. If you crouch on the block, you can walk on the background, but that's obviously slow, so we go for Fast Heart, even though Fast Heart maybe was slow this time.
Hey,
We don't need that block. Goodbye.
Cool.
Yeah, you can skip the block there.
That skip saves a lot of time in this category. Requires a relatively precise diagonal demo dash, which is
Yeah,
a thing that
a
you can do in Celeste video game.
Yeah, with a diag demo, you have about 4 frames to pull that off.
Yeah, so it's really interesting. You can demo dash in diagonal directions too, not just to the left or right. That's pretty neat.
And in the upwards direction, but not in the downwards direction.
Oh, hello, Barry.
I got destroyed by IRL RNG. My fingers didn't do what I wanted. Pretty cool strat here. I'm gonna collect this berry on this ledge and just die to teleport back to the start.
I love
do
that
like
strat.
that strat. That's pretty
It's
cool.
great. Who knew that face planting into spikes could be fast?
Who knew?
Don't need that block. We have a theme of skipping some blocks. Really cool ultra strat here. Yep. Don't have to use the coin key there. And yeah, so like wind is typically a big problem in your casual playthrough of this, but the cool thing is a lot of speed tech really just flies right past it, and it definitely makes an impact in the run, but it's not as huge of an impact as you would think. It's not like super slow very often. Let's go. Nice.
Okay. That's a scary berry, just because of how long that...
Yeah, that room is really
There's
long.
so much involved in that screen for one berry.
And now entering one of the coolest section of at least any percent, in my opinion. Cliff
Oh yeah.
So many
Cliff is super
strats that are
cool.
so fast paced here, and they're just all really, really cool. I love this place. It's got some amazing movement that Comet will be showing off, and some just really awesome skips. And some cool corners.
Yep. Cool snowball strat. You use
Yeah.
the snowballs to your advantage. It's awesome.
You boop the snowball, it becomes a friend.
The booping.
This last screen is just so satisfying because the wind's carrying you and you just fly. Oh, it's so good. Nice. Well done.
Nice job.
Cool. Alright. This is one of my favorite chapters. Temple.
Yes. Temple Arb is very cool. It's got a lot of berries in it.
Yeah, it's long, but it's extremely cool. We'll be here for almost 9 minutes. Hopefully under 9 minutes. Hopefully
Hopefully
under 9
under 9. Yeah, and this is extremely cool also because, you know, in a lot of other categories, you don't get to play 5A. And that's what makes this even more fun, is the fact that you get to see basically all of 5A because of the berries. It's really divergent from a lot of other categories, and it's wonderful.
Yeah, because every other category skips this chapter to do 5B. Unless you're really, really stubborn about playing a chapter that's really slow, like a couple members of the community are. Yep. I mean, especially the 80% category, unfortunately, playing 5A at the top level is just not at all viable.
Very difficult, yeah.
It loses like 40 seconds. It's a lot.
Alright, I'm gonna be going for a really cool strat coming up, so hopefully I can
I'm
get it.
excited. I am pausing.
Let's do it. Let's see it.
Oh no! Here, actually, I'm gonna go back and try for it again. There we go.
Nice. Yeah, that strat is awesome.
You just like blowing off that wall. I love it.
It looks super good when you get it all at once.
Yeah. I tied it together in my brain. It was very cool.
Yeah.
There's this hidden berry over here. You have to hit that button, and that's the only way you're allowed to access this berry. If you've only played this game casually, you might be wondering, like, how is Comet going so fast in these bubbles? There's a technique called fast bubbling. If you hit your dash button right as you enter a bubble, it allows you to activate it as quickly as possible. So we also saw that in Ridge, but is still impactful in this chapter 2.
Yeah, with the red bubbles and whatnot. You'll see Comet has entered a very, very large room, and there are a lot of branching paths in this room, and this is the second hub area. There's one at the beginning of the chapter, and there is going to be technically 2 more after this that just have like lots of branching paths where he has to go over all of them and collect all the berries, and which is part of what makes this chapter like the most different than it is in 80%, because there's no need to go to any of these like million rooms that are just occupied.
Yeah, the routing like within the berry rooms is really interesting, but then going between the rooms too. So it's like, oh, we're gonna hang out down here on the way to the cassette, but we're just gonna pop and get the berries and leave. So it's there's been a lot of work done into routing how to get between rooms, and the speed game continues to evolve every day. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, despite the fact that this is the category that is not actually it's not nearly as run as 80%. It is close to as optimized as far as strats, I want to say, just because of the few people that have put a lot of time into it have put a lot of time into it.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
It has gotten very much the treatment of thousands and thousands of hours of strat finding.
Hello, demo.
Yeah,
I love that
that's
one.
a little demo. Another important strat in this room.
Yes, Archimedes. Barely.
Barely. There we go, nice.
Yeah, I don't know if this was actually explained, but the reason that works is if you demo dash into a bubble, the bubble actually moves up a couple pixels, which gets you the height you need to get up there.
As it turns out,
Wait,
that's
did I
kind of
say
helpful in some
frames?
places.
Did I say frames? It pushes you up by a couple
No,
frames.
I think you said pixels. I think anyway.
We get to like be a
maybe
secret
I'm wrong.
for like 5 seconds in this chapter, which is really funny.
yeah,
And
that's a
secret
secret.
movement actually is like not trivial, which is also funny.
Yeah, it can be difficult. If you get caught up on something, then it's can be hard to get out.
Now, this is the worst checkpoint in the game.
Oh no, it's extremely cool. Don't say that.
Unraveling is extremely complex.
Remember, fellas,
This checkpoint's really hard.
we're playing 6B after this, fel. Don't remember.
Oh, that's gonna be awesome. Can't wait for that.
Yeah. I really like watching other people play 6B. It's really
See,
satisfying.
I'm a 6B convert. That chapter is awesome.
I am small and trying my best.
Come on, Seeker. There we go.
6B is a lot like 6A, but there's a banana. That's why they call it B, for banana.
Thanks for the lore.
Thought it stood for Bergie.
Nope.
Bergie!
New
I think it stands for
technology.
Bergie.
Bergie was born, like, after Celeste came out.
I mean, that's probably true.
Bananas were born before Celeste came out. These are facts.
Okay, understood. So here we're in Search. Search is like the whole theme of Temple is that it's supposed to be you don't know which way to go. Your way out of places is very difficult. You have to get keys to go spots. Like there's a bunch of places that you're not really sure where to go, and that's what makes Search so cool. We only need one of the keys. Typically, you would need 3 casually because you have to unlock 2 key doors, and then the third one's for the berry. But as long as we make sure we don't go near any of those doors, we only need 1.
Some clever routing. That is usually not a problem, thankfully.
Yeah, we kind of just like go underneath this instead of going like straight through the middle, which is where the doors would be.
Yeah,
Right.
the path you take pretty much avoids them completely. Like, right here. Like, I think that's the closest you get to a door.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Coming up is like one of the coolest segments of the run, like for sure.
you died to Jared Skip. So
Where
sad.
is my dash?
But the Theo section in 5A is a lot longer than the one in 5B. And so there's a lot of more time for some really cool and fast Theo Ultras. Whoa, that was cool.
I got the momentum up the side. I didn't mean to do that. Alright. Next screen is this video section. Yep.
Private Theo is so complex, but so beautiful when
What
done
is
right.
that?
There's also a bunch of eyes everywhere.
They stare.
They look at you.
They look at how fast Madeline is going.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was captured on stream, but I forgot to turn my stream alerts off.
I didn't hear it, but maybe they heard.
I'll turn that off after this.
Comet, you're just becoming famous.
Wanna become famous?
Nice. Hitting that strat. That one's cool.
Yeah.
That's right, it's wonderful.
What a clean Theo section. Well done.
Yeah, that was really nice. Set under 9 minutes. I think it's gonna happen.
I think it's gonna be
Well, you never know.
8:46, under 9 minutes.
I think it's going to
done.
be 8:46.
I think you might be right.
Wow, that was really good. That was great.
All right, I am.
Yeah,
Only 7 deaths, wow.
What? Why did my alert go
Oh.
off? It says it's off right now.
Oh no.
I'm just gonna delete that. I'm just gonna delete that, and it'll hopefully be gone.
Goodbye. No more
So that
famous.
was some interesting routing this chapter. Comet mentioned earlier he was going to play 6B. Now 6B is cool for 2 reasons. 1, it's not 6A. 2, it's just an untraditional route through the game that actually saves quite a bit of time. Because, as Frozen mentioned earlier, we need 4 hearts to enter the core after we beat Summit. Playing and beating a B side actually gives you a heart. Now, because there is no berries in Reflection, you can actually save over 20 seconds by just playing 6B, because the only other heart the other heart that we would get is the one in Chapter 2, and that one takes 20 seconds to get.
Yeah.
So, by playing Reflection in a way that is just as fast or faster than regularly playing Reflection, and skipping the two-way heart, we can save over 20 seconds, potentially, based on how well it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
a very hard
really
chapter.
important in higher level runs, but again, like as I was saying earlier, if you're just getting into this category, there's no pressure to play 6B. It's not that suboptimal. You can just get the two-way heart, which is really nice.
Yeah. It only starts to matter at the very highest level, but it's just really cool routing.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Nice cassette room.
That was pretty nonsensical.
True.
True.
Make a quick donation in.
Yeah.
We had an anonymous $10 donation that says, "Good luck, Comet. Shout out to everyone behind the scenes and on commentary. I love y'all. Put this towards the collecting the Flag 5 and Summit incentive." From
I think I know exactly who that is.
I'm not familiar with that meme, but it's pretty funny.
Brilliant, honestly.
For those who don't understand it, Flag 5 is placed right after a screw transition. So even if you don't collect the flag, which is you shouldn't, you still get the checkpoint at Flag 5. So the only reason to get Flag 5 is if you want to just lose, 3 seconds or whatever.
Oh, it definitely wasn't 3 seconds, but
Well, yeah,
Losing
it's like
time.
a second. That's funny.
That was a great donation message. I loved it. The really cool thing about 6B now is that like bumper boosts, which is like you get a lot of speed off of a bumper if you hold the direction off the bumper after you hit it, have also been made much easier in the new patch, which makes a big difference in 6A and 6B. I've been practicing 6A and it's actually like really nice.
Yeah, the bumper changes are awesome. They just feel so nice. So some really, really spicy strats coming out from Comet in this following section. This
It's
is
terrifying.
this section of the game is so unique to every other section of the like no other section of the game prepares you for this. And so it almost feels like when you go to learn the speedrun of this, you're learning an entirely new skill set. It's
Absolutely.
very, very hard.
Yeah, this level is unlike anything I've ran before.
This level definitely like kicks your butt the first time you play it and every time after that you play it.
Yeah, yeah, it never really stops.
Battling like really goes hard in this level,
Yeah, like how I just did there is dying at the end of one of these falling rooms is
Yeah, these rooms are so long.
can be pretty punishing. I'm just gonna be a little safe. There we go.
And these can be quite easy to get into death loops in as well.
Mm-hmm. This chapter also is kind of where like the controller versus keyboard argument, or comes into play a little bit, because feathers are definitely a little bit different on keyboard than they are on controller, and Comet and Fel both play on controller and I play on keyboard, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, there are actually this is one particular feathers cycle and a couple of other feathers in the following section that are actually easier to execute a fast version of on keyboard than on controller, which is very fascinating because a lot of people when they start playing the game they immediately just kind of assume that analog controls with the feathers, just having the 360 motion makes it a lot more intuitive, but as it turns out, at the higher level, having keyboard, like, the consistent, like, feathering movement is just really, really nice.
Yeah, it's like high-level feathering tech, which is really interesting.
There's also a neat little piece of tech that keyboard players can essentially do for free and controller players can execute, but it's a little bit harder, where if you hold a digital, like, diagonal input right as you enter a feather, which is, a D-pad or arrow keys or on keyboard, you actually get like a small boost that we call a feather boost, and that can be used to make a lot of these like cycles in the battle-in section a lot less tight.
It's pretty amazing. I didn't really understand how they worked for the longest time, but they're really neat.
Mm-hmm. Very, very cool.
There's so much nuance in this game.
Oh, this strat's awesome.
Oh yeah, we don't need any of these key coins. Goodbye. We just like sneak under that block.
Yeah.
Really cool reverse ultra there. If you don't have enough space to execute an extended hyper, you can do a reverse, which gives you enough room to do it, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm. The last battling room. This
Here we
room is
go.
long, this room is hard, this room has a lot of feathers, and
got a
we
haircut.
don't like feathers. Yes, you did. You got a buzz cut.
This is the heartbreaker room. This room is terrible. GG, no problem for Comet.
No. Still got the Nero cycle. Yes!
Nice.
Yes! Nice.
Dang!
That was, like, really good.
That was good. Yeah, that was
I know,
awesome.
and I died at that one room. That would have probably PB'd if I didn't die in that room.
I would have definitely PB'd if he didn't die.
Alright, do not go back into
Please,
60.
it's in that room. Like, how?
Yeah, that was awesome. Really, really clean battle in sections. Into the summit we go. The summit is long. The summit is hard. This chapter is a lot in this category.
Summit is like a marathon.
Yeah, it is. It is a speed run of its own. It is
It becomes
incredibly
so well,
challenging.
like, honestly, like, just how lengthy it is.
Mhm. Nice little demo there. That one's really cool.
There's a really neat setup for that one, which is really fun.
Another room
So
with 2 berries,
those
let's go.
unfamiliar. Oh yes, 2 berries.
Yes!
I'm never gonna not notice this now that you've mentioned this to me. It's funny.
Yeah.
But Summit will be taking us through sections that are themed from all of the other chapters we've played so far. And as you'll see after Comet gets out of the base section, we're gonna go back into the Forsaken City kind of area. But this time we have 2 dashes. Because even though we didn't get the level up for completing Chapter 6, we are able to enter Summit by completing the Chapter 6 B-side.
Summit's just so cool, just like thematically, and you know, you have 2 dashes now, and so just the amount of strats and the amount of speed you can get is just really amazing.
Yeah, having 2 dashes opens up a whole new can of worms for a lot of rooms in this chapter.
It's like, okay, I've mastered the game with 1 dash, and the game's just like, how about 2 smile? And it's like, okay.
That
sure.
was a cool recovery. Nice job, guys. A lot of cool strats actually that I've not really seen before. A lot
It's
of
just like mesmerizing to watch.
yeah, seriously. These last rooms that have Madeline in them, where she'll like throw you up to the next section, pretty much all of those have berries hidden in them. Some of them can be easier to forget than others.
Oh yeah.
I would never do such a thing personally, but you know.
Summit is definitely the place I've forgotten berries the most. It's so easy to just be getting in the groove of Summit. One of my favorite chapters to run. I'm just having a good time, grooving to the music, and then it's like I'm supposed to be collecting berries. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. You just blow right past them. It's way too easy to do.
Yeah. Playing ARB, you have to like reset your brain.
I would never think I'm playing Summit any percent while on pace. There is definitely not a clip of me doing that.
I would imagine not. That would just be ridiculous.
Definitely. Surely it would be. Definitely not.
Didn't mention this before because I don't think. Well, Comet might have done 1 or 2 of them in Chapter 2, but you can actually do the hyper dashes out of Dream Blocks, which is really cool. And now that the section's over, you won't see any more of them. But
I mean, you wouldn't have noticed because nearly every single one had one. It was just, it was that
Yeah.
smooth.
Yeah. Kind of blazing through the 1,000 meters. That's a cool strat. I've never seen that before. That's awesome. That berry, the first room of 1,500 meters is really, really hard.
Keep your eyes peeled for this strat.
Oh, yes. Yes. Everybody pay attention. This is the Nero strat. We love this strat.
This is silly.
Boop. Right through the floor.
I don't know how that works, but it's beautiful.
That's really good.
Oh, I almost.
Really, really tight cycle. That was close. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Very, very few people back out of that and live to tell the tale. So that was cool.
This is commonly called the Ultra Room. We just ultra all the way through it. It's great.
Very good
I
1500s.
tried to collect that berry. Alright, I'll collect it here.
Berry, please.
I do like a really slow reverse there to make sure to collect that berry. Because out of the room can be scary.
No!
Really cool transition into that spring. I love No, the
Wait,
berry!
Can't dash here.
Yeah,
You can dash there if you are fast, you can get it.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
Oh! Is the death warp there slower?
Yeah, slightly, yes.
Oh, I
so
definitely
cool.
too.
That's so cool.
I learn new things every day, truly.
Yeah, that's really awesome. Wait, 2? It's like a million years.
Oh, is it really 0.2? I thought it was
Wow.
like a lot
It's
less.
like a lot. Yeah, it's a lot more than I was expecting. Back to Windville. Tom will be doing another strat in the next room that is very,
Very
what's the
spicy.
word? Very spicy.
Here we go.
There it is. Nice job, Comet. You really
The
skipped that
oh,
on skip.
There it is. Oh,
And the backup recovery. Very cool of you.
that backup is scary. They actually just taught me that the other day.
I still can't do it. I tried after Comet taught you. I tried to do it again and I just couldn't do it.
It's not easy. That save is non-trivial.
I'm convinced that it's not actually real when everyone's been lying to me.
Okay, that's
Nice,
fair.
first try on that.
Yeah,
strat.
did you
that
know-
was really spicy.
Getting up there without that block is awesome.
Did you know that I quickly photoshopped the screen? Uh-oh. I quickly photoshopped the screen
Oh,
No, Barry!
Right
Time to get up there again.
right before failing that. And,
yeah, I did know that actually. That's what I figured you did.
Yeah,
At least you don't have to get the seeds again, I guess. I've never noticed that you didn't have to do that if you lose the berry
I
there.
can't do that.
You can, but don't.
Yeah. Alright. Well, out of that section. So hopefully nothing like that happens again.
Those are
mean.
some of the harder berries in the entire video game, if you ask me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
2K's just a hard segment in every category, honestly.
I'm not a fan of having this berry.
Yeah, seriously, this room is very long.
This
Berry
is not
very.
fun, I gotta say.
There's like something that you really never see people miss at the end of this, which is getting in there and getting that berry. But it always looks like they're gonna miss.
Yeah,
And
it's
so
always a scary
always
thought.
It's always scary, no matter what. Into 2,500 meters. This section is mean.
It really is, but it's also very cool.
I think I might collect these berries here. Just to be
Yeah,
safe.
that's a good call. Wouldn't lose
I think
that
that's a
much.
good idea. Yeah.
Very, very efficient collection, Comet. Nice job.
It probably would have been fine actually, because usually I would just collect there if I have one. And I didn't die, so. Alright.
Some really, really cool rerouting happens in this section of the game pretty soon, or recently. Nice.
Nice, well done.
That's awesome. Going to get the key first, putting the key in the door, and then doing that skip with the berry right there saves a lot of time. over what people were doing before.
At least 1 frame.
At the very least, I would give it that, yes.
Alright, Fel. This room has 3 berries.
New
3
record.
berries.
3.
That's 1 more than 2 berries, and 2 more than 1 berries.
Is this the room with the most berries in the game? At 3?
Yeah.
Unless you count summit stuff as individual rooms, then yes.
I count them like per flag.
Yeah, right. There are no flags with 3 berries.
Alright, well then there we go. Pretty neat.
Wow. Very cool.
Well done so far.
Yeah, this is...
Entering 3K just over 9 minutes, that's great.
Yeah, overall pretty clean. There have been some slip-ups, but...
It's almost such a long chapter, it's so hard
Oh,
to
yeah.
play on your game for so long.
Yeah, like optimally, this level's like... low 11 minutes. It's still really long.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
It's wild. This chapter is so hard to do at a high level in this category. Because as Fred was mentioning, it's just such an endurance test, like...
Mm-hmm. It's really rewarding though, it's like, it's... Learning all the ARB levels, it's like, you feel like you've grown so much as a player, because it's like, wow, I really know how to do a lot more complex movement. I play more of the game. It's really cool. Oh, that's cool. You just go underneath there. That's neato.
Yeah, I love that movement there.
Yeah, I
It's
love
super
that
cool.
too. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of work to play this category. It took me like three months of just playing ARB to like be mediocre at ARB. It's really impressive people who do it at a high level. Sirius is snoring next to me. I'm gonna take that as good luck.
Yes.
Thank you. Oh,
That is cat for good luck.
Oh, it was an unfortunate one.
I jumped a lot too low. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh!
Flag 13 moment, no!
Flag 13. This flag
An
is long.
There we go.
Infamously long flag, yeah.
Yeah.
There it is, we're out.
It's
That
okay.
flag
We're
can
cruising.
often be much harder on the brain than it is on the hands, because it's very long, so if you're in Summit, you're usually pretty nervous. So just thinking about how much time you could lose by dying there is often a lot more impactful than the flag actually would be otherwise.
And don't be fooled, we're not at the end yet, we still have core to go. So no
Yep.
GG's till the end of core.
And yes, Comet is on world record pace.
Absolutely.
Yes. I believe Comet did not collect Flag 5. Wow, that was so cool.
That's a gamer move if I've ever
so
seen
risky.
one.
So risky.
Yeah. Think of all the time you could have lost if you had to spawn back at Flag 5 without taking Flag 5.
That's just a risk Comet has to
I'm
take.
skipping flag 2 though.
Yep, is all according to plan.
Yep. Alright, it's okay.
Yeah.
I do that all the time. I do the hyper bunny and I'm like, wait, I don't want to be here. Stop.
Hyper funny.
Alright.
Hyper
Nice
Rory.
job, Comet.
Well done, Summit.
And that's an
Runs.
above average any percent time.
The run's not over. Still got core. We've been
But
collecting
wait,
parts.
but wait, there's core.
There's Connor.
We're not gonna worry about
They're
the
all
pie
happy
screen
because
yet.
you have a lot of berries.
Yeah, I've impressed my friends.
I'm not impressed yet, Comet.
Oh, gotta get the 5 more.
You need 5 more berries.
That way we can share with everyone in the audience. Everyone can have a berry.
175 berries for each member of the audience.
Correct. So core is really cool, but also difficult because you don't get your dash back by landing on the ground. You only get your dash back by room transitioning or getting a dash crystal. So it makes routing actually very complex to learn. And we're gonna come up on a really cool skip right here called ice skip, and that's because we typically, when you play this casually, you go to the right and turn this to ice. We don't need to do that with a fancy core nonsense, whatever speed. There we go. First try. Nice job.
Very cool of you, Comet.
I'm glad I got that first try because then Fel would have screamed at me to learn the other version.
Yes, I would have. I absolutely would have.
Yeah, I'll let the first try speak for itself.
I'll convince you one of these days. Worry not.
So this is the berry I missed the most. You have to backtrack here. You have to turn it to ice and get this. And here we are.
Oh my gosh.
Room.
Dude, that was so cool.
That
I got
terrifying.
lucky. I got lucky.
Yeah. So normally if you don't get your dash back there, it's a very fun bumper ride home. That takes a lot longer than that, but Comet managed to get the perfect angle on one of the bumpers to get up to the berry without using a dash. So that was really cool. That room could have been very disastrous.
Yeah, I made multiple mistakes in that room. That should not have gone as well as it did.
Yeah.
No, that was all according to plan. Surely.
Surely, yeah.
So this section has the rising lava, which typically is not really a problem in terms of the speedrun, but it is really cool to look at.
Spicy core comment. This is good. This is awesome.
Alright, in a few screens. Actually, I'm not gonna say it yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it yet. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it after this screen.
There we go. We have all the berries now.
That was funny.
Funny cycle.
Yeah.
So you may ask, oh, what about, isn't that time? We have all the berries. No. That would be kind of a silly ending to end, like, at collecting. It would be very hard to time that. So instead, we get all the way to the end of core.
Alright, this is sandwich lava. Can we get some burgies in chat for sandwich lava?
Oh, true.
Yeah, let's get the berries, please.
What a true fact, actually.
Thank you for the burgies. Really helps calm it out.
It really helps me out.
Speaking of all red berries, I'm legally obliged to bring this up before the run's over, but did you know that strawberries are not actually berries?
Oh, really? What are they?
They are aggregate fruit. They're not berries.
Thank you.
And
The more
here's
you
a fun
know.
fact for you. Bananas actually are berries.
Or should just be all red bananas then.
I completely agree. So the moral of the story is that Super Monkey Ball 2 has more berry categories than Celeste does.
We're just getting all the lore.
Alright, I have all of my dashes back. I can get my dash refreshed on the ground now.
Let's go, Zumi!
Comet. This run was so good!
This run was phenomenal for a marathon run.
Alright, nice.
Flew past our too much
GG.
speed.
Well done,
50! 50, congrats.
I went past the, I skipped the end screen for core, so I'll just go into epilogue.
That was a super amazing run. That was really, really good.
Yeah, congrats. Wow. 36 deaths in the entire ARB. Wow.
Yeah, that is honestly an amazing time. GG.
Yeah.
Now you get to relax and chill for the rest of Celeste vlog.
Yeah, I hope everyone watching isn't sick of us because they get to deal with us for 2 more runs.
Let's go! If you enjoyed the sound of our voices, that's gonna continue.
Oh yes, it is.
But yeah, this was super fun. So thank you to the Midwest Speedfest team for accepting it, and everyone else in the Celeste block. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Does anyone?
I think we'll hand it over to Newt to get us to transition and set up for the next run.
Yeah.
I think we're ready to head out when everybody else is.